Hello, it's George. It's just me today, no guests, just little old me in a booth in my co-working space. I'm actually in the dark because the fan was making a bit of a noise on the recording, and if I was you, I would be getting a bit annoyed with it. So I'm in the dark, which is quite symbolic really, because I often feel like I'm in the dark. I often feel like I don't really know what I'm doing. And yeah, everything just unfolds as it should, slowly getting there, bit by bit, step by step. So I've been doing my podcast now for a couple of months, quite a long time really. Started it, I think the first episode went out at the beginning of March. So it's been a couple of months and I would say it's well received. People are listening to it and they're enjoying it. And I'm getting nice messages to say that it's like a warm bath or a lovely hug, which is lovely. And I just thought I would do a solo episode to just talk to you about the why I do what I do. Because somebody asked me the question the other day, what's it all for? And it really made me think. And I wouldn't say I'm a reflector, but I did reflect on it. And I think sometimes we don't really do that much in life, do we? We don't really think about why we're doing what we're doing. We just get on with it. And yes, we're committed to our projects and our purpose. But sometimes you've got to ask why, haven't you? You've got to ask, why do I want to? For example, Osian's Fishes, for example, a lovely project. If you don't know, it's have a little look on Facebook at Osian's Fishes. It's a project in memory of Osian, my son. I fundraise for cot soothers, the Baby Einstein Sea Dream cot soothers to be detailed. And they are in hospitals and hospices in the UK. I've raised nearly £11,000 now and have units from Cornwall all the way up to Edinburgh. And more units go in every month. I run the Cardiff Half Marathon dressed as a fish along with other fishes. And I choose to mention the word Osian every day. I choose to deal with hospitals that can be quite triggering. I choose to look at photos of Osian every day. And you've got to ask yourself, what's it all for, And also my grief discos. So you'll notice there's a bit of a theme here with all my work. I'm doing all of this work that is in the centre of it is Osian. And the grief discos are helping other people. And there may be some people saying, wow, you're helping other people when you're grieving yourself and your son only died last year. Are you being brave or are you being stupid? And I've got to ask myself, what actually is it for? What is it for? And I think this podcast, for example, I talk about love, and with love always comes loss. People are always talking about loss and death and grief. I choose to spend my days in my pain. But that pain brings me to love and grief and love are so linked. And I just think it's probably a way of me dealing with everything. It's probably a way of me making sense of what happened to me. I don't use the term everything happens for a reason, because I don't think it does. I think things happen and we find reason and we find meaning from them things. So yeah, everything does happen for a reason if you look at it that way. But we create the reasons and the meaning around that. And I don't know, I just think it's something to think about around, why am I doing this to myself? And am I happy? Could I be doing something else? Could I just have an easy life? And I don't know. There's no jobs are easy these days, so are they? But could I just do something that's got nothing to do with love and blowing my heart up every day and grief and loss? Could I do that? Could I think about doing something that is a lot less painful? But I've never felt so alive. I've never felt so connected. I've never felt so aligned with my true purpose. I read this, it was an intense book, a really intense book called Poor by Catriona Sullivan. Catriona O'Sullivan, I think. Forgive me if I've got that wrong. She is an academic, but she's had an incredible life. And yeah, she's an incredible speaker as well, but she talks about something called being on the beam. And when you're on the beam, things align and you meet the right people and you have synchronicity, and there is just a sense of connectiveness. And I'd describe my life at the moment as being on the beam. It's raw. It's there's nowhere to hide. There's no numbing of the situation, but I've never been so clear. I've never been so connected. And I guess that's what the message of this podcast is about today. It's about our relationship with life and how life is all of the feels, as the kids say, and how we can embrace it all, welcome it all, understand it all, and or not understand it all, but invite it in. And I think that's what I'm doing. I'm inviting it in. And that's painful, but it's also beautiful. And I'm not frightened. I'm not frightened of, I'd probably say I'm the least fearful I've been in my life, because I've really seen through the last couple of years that none of it really matters. Still now, there's certain things I just don't entertain doing or thinking about, or what's the point? Because really what ultimately matters is our relationships. That's what matters. Our relationships, our relationship to the world around us, our experience, and the way that we see things, and the way that we can look at life and experience life as a journey of discovery and acceptance. And I think accepting myself and accepting what has happened to me has enabled me to help other people, to help others, but also to be free. Because I haven't got the chains of the victim of, oh, why did this happen to me? Don't get me wrong. Sometimes he'll catch me when I'm walking down the street and I see a little baby boy. And sometimes they've got the same clothes on as Osian would have worn, and that's, oh God, very painful. And there's a little part of me thinking, why wasn't that me? There is a little part of me, I'm not going to lie to you, but I don't give it any energy. I can't, but it wasn't me. It's very clear it wasn't me. I got a different path. I've got grief discos to do, and cot soothers, and love clubs, and all these things. It was interesting. I wrote an article about how to survive in the NICU, because we were in the NICU. We were in hospital for 435 days, and we were in the NICU for a very long time. I think we were in the NICU from November to, oh wow, we were in the NICU for a long time. We were there till May, November to May. That's a long time. So I think I had some tips to share. And it was really painful writing that article. It was really painful. But I know someone's read it. Well, they've printed it out so they can use it in Osian's NICU. Shout out Southmead NICU. And lots of people got in touch and said it was really worthwhile. They would have really used it when they were in the NICU. They've sent it to friends. And I think that is the essence of taking something that happened to you and how can we learn it? If you're fit enough to do that, and that's important, if you are fit enough to do it, like it was a stretch for me, but I wanted to do it. And by it going to somebody else and helping other people, in some way, it makes sense that we were there. It made sense that he had that experience. Dare I say, no, I can't even say them words. It's not. There was no meaning around that. It's the fact that that experience, I can then use it for educating. I can use it for helping. I can use it for supporting, to give to people. I'll always want to do that. I'll always want to do that. There is something in me that gets a lot of dopamine from helping people. I'm like addicted to it. It's weird. It's like, I've got this app at the moment. It's a gratitude app. It's really nice. I've sent it to like all my friends because I'm like, why would, like, this is really good and it's really, really helping me. So I need to send it to people. There's something in me that wants to help others. There is something in me. So I guess I grieve like I live. And it would make sense that everything that I am going through now, I want to help others at the same time. And it's not like I'm reaching a destination and now I can help others. Helping others is healing for me. Yeah. But that's what it's all for. It's why I do what I do is to improve my life and the life of others, to serve, to be useful. It's a beautiful feeling. On one of the podcasts, Leah Sian Davies and I talk about this loving yourself is like a bad thing in the South Wales valleys. So this is a bit of a loves yourself kind of comment. But a friend of mine went on holiday and she met someone who knew me. And the person said that I changed their life, that they saw me talk. And from that, I said something and they changed everything. They left their husband. They met someone new. They now have a blended family. They're the happiest they've ever been, just from my words. And this isn't about like, I'm amazing. It's not that. It's about, don't underestimate the power of words. Don't underestimate the power of what you can give to other people by what you say, especially if you are a teacher or you are someone that deals with people every day. And or a mother or a father, anyone that you're speaking to people, your words have power. Your words, you are an alchemist and you are casting spells all the time. Never underestimate the power of our words. Never underestimate a single small act of kindness. I like to think when I'm having a particularly bad day, when the victim is dialed up, of all the babies that have little units in the hospitals, looking at the little units, and some of them children might not ever leave hospital. We've had parents contact us to say that that was their only toy. And I often think of the joy that we've created with Osian's fishes. The joy that we created going round Cardiff Half Marathon dressed as fish. That was hilarious. It was the best. I'm never going to do a half marathon not dressed up. It's way more fun. I just wish I did the London Marathon now. That would have been, that would have been hard. But yeah, so never underestimate the impact that you have on other people. So important that is. So important. So I just want to honour baby Osian today, as yesterday was his birthday. I don't do the whole 3, as in, if he was still alive, he would be 3, but he's not 3. He's 16 months. Always going to be 16 months, never going to be any other, because I don't want to grieve for a life he'd never had. That's not what I want to do. I want to celebrate and honour the life that he had, and also dine out on the energy that he's created ever since. Because his energy is everlasting. His energy is here with me. So he is alive in many, many respects. But it was his birthday. It would have been his birthday on the 9th of November. So this podcast is to honour him and to honour baby Osian. Little 507 grams born. I really, really wish that I'd put like a banana or like an iPhone right next to him in the pictures, because he looks quite big in pictures when he was really teeny weeny, and I can guarantee he was not. But yeah, and what that weird time in hospital taught me, and how utterly grateful I am to the NHS and the wonderful, wonderful people in it. I miss them dearly. Miss them dearly. And the sad thing is that a lot of the people that knew Osian were, because when he was born, it was still COVID time. So a lot of friends and family didn't meet Osian. A lot of my closest friends didn't meet him because he was vulnerable. So we didn't want lots and lots of people back and forth. And we were just getting in the groove of being home, and people were meeting him individually. But we were going to leave it till the summer. And so we could all be outside, and we didn't get there. So a lot of people didn't meet him, but they've met his energy they've met the energy of him. So I just want to honour him today, and honour you for listening to Love Shortage and knowing that this is what it's about. Love Shortage is about recognising love in your life, looking for the love every day. It's there. It is there. Sometimes it's harder to find some days than other days, but love shows up all the time. Love is always there. And that can be in your relationships. It can be the way that you love yourself. And love is a practice, and a practice that I wholeheartedly believe in. It's life-changing. It's transformational. And I'm really delighted that you are on this journey with me. So yeah, this is just me today, just saying thank you. And I am going to do another series of Love Shortage soon, and might play with the format. If you have any ideas, if you have any feedback, I would love to know what you think. I am on Georgina at georginajones.com. Until then, share the love.